Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted voice for real-time developments in global currency movements and economic milestones. Today's story isn't based on speculation or anonymous sources. It's built on official confirmation at the highest level. A moment that many thought would never arrive has now become reality. The Iraqi Prime Minister has gone live on global television and announced that the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar has officially begun. This is not another wave of internet chatter. This is a public declaration backed by verified action, and it's already sending ripples through banking systems, foreign investors, and dinar holders across the world. In a bold and clear address, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani stood before the international community and declared that the long-anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar is now in motion. His speech didn't leave room for interpretation or political ambiguity. It was direct, purposeful, and grounded in a national roadmap. For investors who've waded through years of rumors, setbacks, and media silence, this announcement is a seismic event. Sudani emphasized that Iraq's gold reserves, oil production levels, and foreign currency holdings are now strong enough to justify a significantly higher valuation for the dinar. This statement wasn't just aimed at Iraq's citizens. It was a message to global financial institutions, banks, and every single person holding IQD. Sudani's televised remarks outlined a three-part foundation behind the revaluation. First, he explained that Iraq is reclaiming full control over its monetary policy, a move aimed at restoring sovereignty and eliminating external manipulation of the dinar's value. Second, he announced Iraq's plan to emerge as a regional financial hub, building influence through fiscal responsibility and strategic positioning. Third, he highlighted that this revaluation is structured to fortify Iraq's economy, not destabilize it. These elements weren't just talking points, they reflect years of groundwork, collaboration with international partners, and technical upgrades that are finally converging. Behind closed doors, the machinery of revaluation has already started moving. The Central Bank of Iraq has been coordinating with foreign banks and financial networks to activate systems and prepare for exchange operations. Reports from insiders indicate that internal rate testing has begun, with figures ranging from $0.31 up to $0.39 USD per I. While none of these rates are public yet, their presence in internal banking systems confirms serious action. These aren't empty projections. They're indicators that institutions are preparing for the realignment of the dinar. In key countries, including the United States, Canada, the UK, and parts of Europe, Tier 1 banks have begun receiving internal guidance related to IQD transactions. These communications include operational procedures, customer appointment instructions, and early-stage documentation protocols. Private wealth managers are also initiating direct outreach to clients with known dinar holdings, setting meetings and offering briefings. This isn't casual interest. It's coordinated execution, and it signals that the public phase of this revaluation could be approaching faster than expected. If you're holding IQD right now, this is the time to get organized. Begin by reviewing your records, checking that your notes are intact, and ensuring you have proof of purchase if available. If documentation is missing, make a note of when and where the currency was acquired. These small steps may become essential in the days ahead. Most importantly, approach this process calmly. Emotional reactions can lead to poor decisions. Instead, focus on preparation, because readiness will be key to navigating what comes next. Sudani also clarified that the revaluation will follow a staged rollout. The first stage will introduce an internal rate, applied within Iraq to salaries, contracts, and government budgets. This internal phase will be followed by a public international rate, which will be reflected on Forex trading platforms and global banking systems. The purpose of this two-step strategy is to reduce economic shocks and allow both domestic and international markets to adjust in phases. It's a calculated move designed not only to increase the dinar's value, but to make that value sustainable long-term. Security and compliance standards will be strictly enforced. Exchange procedures will follow global financial laws such as Know Your Customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering (AML) protocols. If you plan to exchange dinar in the future, expect to verify your identity and possibly provide documentation confirming the origin of your currency. These steps aren't roadblocks, they're protective measures to ensure legitimacy and prevent fraud. As long as you're acting within the rules and prepared ahead of time, you have nothing to worry about. This revaluation doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a broader economic shift driven by Iraq's new global alliances. Prime Minister Sudani mentioned growing partnerships with China, Russia, and Turkey, in addition to continued ties with Western institutions. These partnerships are not symbolic. They're rooted in trade, infrastructure, technology, and resource development. By opening up both eastward and westward economic channels, Iraq is strategically positioning itself to become a critical financial gateway in the Middle East. The revaluation is not the end goal. It's one piece of a larger vision to establish Iraq as a financially independent and globally respected nation. And let's not forget what Iraq has endured to reach this point. After decades of war, sanctions, and political unrest, this revaluation marks a declaration of renewal. It's not just an adjustment in numbers, it's a recalibration of Iraq's image, a show of strength to both investors and global markets. Prime Minister Sudani's message carried the weight of that journey. It was more than economic, it was deeply patriotic. He wasn't simply announcing a currency reform, he was affirming Iraq's comeback. For every investor who held on, believing Iraq would one day rise, this was your moment of validation. On the ground, that validation is turning into action. While public forex rates haven't changed yet, financial analysts are watching platforms that track Middle Eastern currencies, and there's growing activity. Reports suggest that institutional traders are starting to adjust forecasts, and private banks are preparing to respond once rates go live. News outlets are catching on, and the coverage of Iraq's revaluation is beginning to spread beyond niche financial circles into mainstream headlines. The world is no longer ignoring Iraq, it's starting to pay close attention. For anyone who still doubts whether this is real, the answer is already in the open. A live televised announcement by the Prime Minister, backed by internal bank activity and supported by global financial entities, is as real as it gets. From IT teams preparing exchange portals to private advisors calling clients, the movement is undeniable. And now that the announcement is public, more transparency is expected in the coming days. Whether it's exchange procedures, appointment schedules, or rate adjustments, the rollout is becoming visible. So where does this leave you, the individual investor? The answer is simple: prepare. That's the key word now. Make sure your currency is stored securely. Organize your paperwork. Speak to a licensed financial professional about what to expect when the exchange process opens publicly. Most importantly, do not fall for scams. No one can offer you special access, secret rates, or early cash-outs without legal documentation. If anyone asks for upfront fees or offers something that sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Stick to trusted institutions, follow official news, and continue watching this channel. Prime Minister Sudani's announcement wasn't just another political gesture. It was a signal that Iraq is no longer willing to play small on the world stage. It's a message that this nation, long underestimated, is ready to write a new chapter. Financially, politically, and socially. The dinar's rise is part of that. For holders of the currency, this is a time of transformation, not just in financial terms, but in understanding what it means to believe in a country's potential and watch that belief start to materialize. In the coming days and weeks, expect more updates. Bank memos, trading platform adjustments, public statements from Iraq's central bank, perhaps even international economic commentary from allied nations. And as those pieces fall into place, we'll be right here, breaking it down, simplifying the details, and helping you prepare step by step. Whether you've been tracking this story for a decade or this is your first time hearing about the Iraqi dinar's revaluation, now is the time to stay fully engaged. To close, let's recognize what just happened. For years, revaluation was seen by many as little more than hopeful chatter, but now, thanks to action from Iraq's leadership and confirmed developments across global financial systems, that hope has transformed into fact. The revaluation has begun. It's official, it's public, and it's moving. What happens next could redefine your financial path, so keep your eyes on the updates, your documents in order, and your expectations realistic. History is unfolding, and you're already a part of it. Thanks for watching Iraqi Dinar News, your go-to channel for real financial updates, smart analysis, and trusted support. We'll be back with more soon. Until then, stay focused, stay smart, and get ready for what's next.